Hello, hello, and welcome my Scorpio Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross-watchers. Welcome to your timeless work, career, and vocation reading. I am your reader, Markangelo Lyons, Mal for short. They're my initials. I am a professional witch, a professional intuitive. I'm the president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998. Can you believe it? I'm the author of 2 books, Spell Ingredients from a Professional Witch, and Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. There is a new one in process at the time of this timeless recording. The original version of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, as well as the only place to find Spell Ingredients from a Professional Witch, is over on patreon.com/Drawing the Circle in our digital store. We got audios, we got videos, we got ebooks, all the audios and videos, and now have free previews. So anyone can shop in the store, subscriber or otherwise. It's a lot of fun over there. There's a Kindle version available of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, and if you like, you can click a link in the description box and preview it for free and see that it's mostly divided up into chakra chapters. There are chakras in this reading, and people love that book, and I love that book too. But the original version is like a Fellini film fest of what's going on Kindle, because we had to pare that thing down, and I'm a little excessive with the color in my life, although I always wear black, art. Some of my subscribers get those ebooks, audios, and videos as part of their subscription package, but all of my subscribers, regardless of level of subscription, get 3 benefits in common. They get a daily check-in. I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream link pretty much every single morning, and we chat about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with a prayer or a blessing, a little something to send us on our way. Wisest way for this witch to start the day, considering what I do for a living. They also get all the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. All of my extended readings are timeless and relationship stuff based, twin flame, soulmate, blah blah blah, as well as they get a significant discount when it's time to book a private session with me, spiritual counseling and readings and all of that. We'll talk about that at the end of the video, and I love it. They keep giving us cool stuff. You can become a follower for free, and I do put out public content just for the followers. Of course, the subscribers get to see it too, as well as you can 7-day free trial us as a seeker, $3 a month, well, unless you jump out at the last day, right? Or human, $5 a month. Pretty much everybody who has done a free trial has stayed for at least a month to get the discount, because that's only fair to my subscribers, and I love it. It's the coolest thing I've ever done in my work, career, and vocation, and they keep giving us more cool stuff to do. So if you feel so intuitively drawn, I would never dare ask a Scorpio to do something they didn't feel intuitively drawn to. Click the link, check it out, look at the menu, and come Patreon on Patreon, because I'm the Archangel of Lions, Markangelo Lyons. You can just call me Mal. Hey, my Scorps. Hey, Pam. I love giving you the shout out, sweetheart. Let's get down to business. We'll do some explanation before we get down to the divination for the new Scorpios and the cross-watchers. So if you are new, work, career, vocation readings, been doing them for a very long time. Once I learned about the 3 levels of power by Caroline Myss, that's M-Y-S-S. She is a PhD, author of Sacred Contracts, Anatomy of the Spirit, Entering the Castle, Defy Gravity. I've read all of them. Well, Entering the Castle I'm still working on. There's a lot there still, and I've had the book for like 20 years, it feels like. Certainly. The 3 levels of power, you can find a lecture from Caroline with a link in the description box. A 3-part lecture, but I only posted the first one, explaining how the 3 levels of power are a way of taking something really large, like your life purpose in this case, and breaking it down through 3 different lenses: survival, personal, and the literal, the personal, and the symbolic levels of power. We'll explain that as we go. We're going to be doing 11 cards for this spread. I change it up every time. We're going to get 3 Caroline Myss archetype cards for the 8th chakra. Anatomy of the Spirit, brilliant book. That's where I really got into the 8th chakra big time. It's like a satellite that sends down the codes to all the other chakras, shifting what we attract and what we repel in our electromagnetic fields, whether we're aware of it or not, so that we have the opportunity to no longer delay what cannot be prevented. How many times do we want to keep incarnating for this stuff, folks, right? Because that's free will, right? We get the free will of what we want to do and when we want to do it, right? But it all gets done eventually in our life purpose to fulfill what we came in to do in this lifetime for happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser lives, and happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser ways for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world. Because as one of us achieves it even a little bit, the spiral moves up for all of us, and there really is no backsliding, believe it or not. I know it doesn't look that way. So we're going to get 3 of these, 8th chakra across the board, 1 for work, 1 for career, and 1 for vocation. I'm going to get these chakra cards face down. I'll explain. We're going to get 3 Daughters of the Moon Tarot for the next 4 chakras down. Throat, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. The internal, the feminine energy, the goddess energy, hence Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Then we're going to use the Mythic Tarot for the masculine dynamic, the yang, looking at yourself from the outside, or you from the inside, looking out at people, places, and things that you are in relationship in your life, including your relationship to yourself. So lower 3 chakras with the Mythic Tarot, Greek mythology, really feels like my first language. Then once all 3 of those are face down on the table, we'll look at work, all 3, career, then vocation, and then we're going to get a whisper of Lord Ganesha, a brilliant oracle by Angela Hartfield. Ganesh, the Hindu elephant-headed god of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles, and we'll talk about removing them, obstacles between lead and gold in the spiritual alchemy with the archetypes. And he's lovely, and this is truly amazing oracle deck there. And we will end with a Matt Kahn healing mantra, because it's all about healing at the end of the day, beginning, middle, and end of the day, to bring yourself into congruence, alignment, right? To do the alchemy from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, because as one of you shifts, all of us shift. And you can have an archetypal reason, season, or a lifetime, as well as be dealing with someone reason, season, who has it reason, season, or a lifetime, to help us fulfill what we came here to do in this life, right? And for more fulfilling lives, Mercury's still retrograde at the time of this recording. Bear with me. I'm a Virgo ruled by Mercury. So, I guess that's about enough explanation. Let's get into the divination. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I promise you I will do my best to help anyone fulfill their life purpose, because helping people fulfill their life purpose is part of my life purpose. Holographic or what? So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. And the shift from explanation to divination happens in the still point. So it's one of my favorite things to do. So let's share a moment, shall we? Celebrate the moments of your life. Please take a nice deep breath. Here we go. Pantheonic override. A place for everything. And everything in its place. But all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Pantheons of the Divine, I need 3 Caroline Mace archetype cards signifying, I think that's the right word, representing the archetypal dynamics being alchemized from shadow to light, from lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, from fear to love, shifting from illusion to truth for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross watchers and their work, career, vocation. So what's going on in the 8th chakra of their work? Survival. How they survive in the world. First, literal level of power in their career. Creative intuition, the personal level of power, their passion, their hunger, their thirst. And for their vocation, their spiritual calling, their spiritual mystical power. And they are Scorpios, right? The visionary intuition and the symbolic level of power. 3 cards down. We're going to get the next 6 face down as well, but Daughters of the Moon, please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Goddesses override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none. as we will it. So let it be done. My beloved goddesses, please, 3 cards face down, work, career, vocation, heart, third eye, crown, dynamic for the Scorpio collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus signs and their cross watchers. What's going on in their work? What's going on in their career? What's going on in their vocation for this timeless Work-Career Vocation reading? Let's get these 3 mythics on the table, and then we'll flip them. Work, then career, then vocation. Please take a nice deep breath. It's a lot of setup, but it's usually accurate when I do it this way. Still point. God's override. Oh, you guys silenced the whole neighborhood. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all. And with harm to none as we will it. So let it be done. My beloved gods, please. 3 cards face down for the Scorpio collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus signs and their cross watchers. What's going on for them in the yang dynamic? Outside, looking at themselves. Inside, them looking out at people, places, and things, relationships in the physical world, in their work, in their career, and in their vocation for this timeless work, career, and vocation read. Let's start flipping. Oh my. Oh my. Okay. All right, we're going to start with work, like I said. The prince archetype is a member of the masculine family. It has nothing to do with biological gender whatsoever. I have the queen archetype. You're not shocked. Written on the card is the shadow attribute and the light attribute. This is lead, this is gold, 3 symbolic atoms in between that cannot be created or destroyed, only changed, transformed, alchemized, forgiven, released, whatever you want to call it. So, you might be dealing with somebody who's got this going on. The shadow attribute, using power for self-aggrandizement. Now, that means, essentially, using your power to puff yourself up. It's grandiosity, not grandeur. Grandeur is an aspect of the soul, right? It's that expansiveness. But grandiosity is usually putting on airs, right? Puffing yourself up. Now, this is, yes, a money read, right? Work, career, vocation, for sure. But there are also relationships. So romantic charm and potential for power. I actually have the prince archetype lifetime. Once you meet my family, you're like, oh yeah, you're the 3rd prince. 3rd prince always becomes king. Under that is Earthquake, 5 of Pentacles. Now, you can't really say left out in the cold here like we see with 5 of Pentacles, because it's on the inside, unless you're leaving yourself out in the cold. With Scorpios, I wouldn't put anything past anyone. The key word on the card is called earthquake. So 5s are numbers of change. That's why I don't always see it as something devastating. However, earthquakes, very, very short in duration, but depending on Richter scale, can be fatal, right? So, and aftershocks and all of that. So definitely there's a shakeup. Now, Pentacles on the inside is not about your physical organs, right? It's more likely about wisdom that you've gained, and something has shifted, right? Goes from that stability and rest of the 4 to being shook up. So you're learning something here, but through experience, right? And you got a court card. Now, this is the Dioscuri twins, the Gemini card, the Knight of Swords there, 3rd house, self-expression and all of that stuff. If you have any planets in Gemini or dealing with somebody who's got planets in Gemini, this could be you looking out at someone, or again, it could be mirroring. It can be both you and someone else there. Now, I will say, having sworn off dating Gemini sun signs, at least, even the moon signs I'm like this with. Right? It's like, which one are you? I don't know how many second dates have been like, can I talk to the other one? Like poking their 3rd eye, trying to get them to reboot. Mutable air, right? So that could be like information coming in. The Knight of Swords gallops. It's the fastest of the knights, that mutable, changeable air, which can certainly stir things up on the inside. Can be a genius idea, but you know, it's all about, are they using power? Are you using power for self-aggrandizement? Which I guess looks like that. Or is there a romantic charm and a potential for power here that has been stirred within as a result of some kind of Gemini energy? Certainly a prince who's in that potential of power can express themselves and maybe even admit to, I'm feeling a whole other way of doing this. It's going to change the game in work. Survival intuition. A lot of people make their money from their work. I don't. I make mine in my career. The work that I do and I'm getting paid for, it's being a corporate president, right? It's setting up everything in the hair and the makeup and, everything to do this and the editing and the social media and all of it. So let's look at career. The bully. Action family archetype, the bully. Now, the bully is scriptural. I mean, David and Goliath, not to be confused with the claymation thing that happened in the 70s. It pretty much traumatized all of us. Gee, Davy. The shadow attribute conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. Now, look, Scorpios, it's not like you're not known for it, right? Don't want to deal, so you tend to lash out. But that certainly doesn't mean that you couldn't be dealing with somebody of that same ilk, because the gold, as horrible as an archetype may sound, in the shadow is as brilliant as it is in its lead, and vice versa. So you see, the prince could be the prince of darkness. Dated him. He was a Gemini. Highlights your tendency to intimidate others. I'm just naturally intimidating because I'm the Archangel of Lions, Markangelo Lions. Roar. Helps you confront inner feels that bully you. Good old shadow work. But this is an action family archetype, different than the masculine family archetype. So there is something here in your career that if you're being intimidated or intimidating, right, or bullying yourself with your fears of this change that might be going on in your career, well, you got the Two of Pentacles, balance, the bull leapers, these women that would get into a ring. This is, I think, the predecessor to the running of the bulls as well as bullfighting, which is, let's not go there. Oh, poor little cows. Where they would run at the bulls, top speed, grab them by the horns and flip over them. All right, so balance, the juggler, right? Two of Pentacles, traditional Rider-Waite based tarot. So twos are always about a choice. So you do have a choice about how to do this, but from the outside looking in or the inside looking out, you got the Nine of Wands. Now look, Nine of Wands can be a very defensive card. It can be very much about boundaries. This is from the myth of Jason and the Argonauts. They got the golden fleece, but they get stuck on a reef right before they're about to deliver it and complete the quest, and they get wrecked on the rocks, all right? So it's not exactly a fun way for it to end at the 10, but the mission accomplished, but a little beaten, battered, and bruised, perhaps, but not always so. I mean, lower 3 chakras, the 9 of Wands could certainly be about your solar plexus, right? About really kind of guarding that, right? Particularly if someone's bullying you, right? And you might have to go through this last little bit of this storm to get over it, because eventually a wave comes and moves the Argo past the reef, but then it breaks up on the beach, right? Which is fine, because then it completes at the 10 of Wands and then starts again at the Ace of Wands. So there is something completing here. You're just not quite there yet. Like the last 9 yards, you're like almost in those last 9 yards here, but it's your choice. And that's really important. We all have free will. Now, you got the 5 of Pentacles here in work, right? So something is earthquakey, right? It's being perhaps shook, as the kids like to say. But you do have a choice, but let it be a balanced one. By all means, protect your energy field if you need to. Right, you're Scorpios, if you're the Scorpio, right, watching this. So absolutely, you don't have to, be, totally silent, but certainly in terms of dealing with those own fears, because we all have them, particularly when things change, right? Everything changes, but it can only change us for the better. Thank you, Matt Kahn. So, maybe there is a little bit of soft of eye, light of touch, speaky, little listen much going on here. Let's look in the vocation. The Martyr, don't freak. I'm sure people saw the word martyr and bully in the title and just bypassed this reading entirely. Nope, don't wanna, don't gotta, right? Free will. Well, like I said, as horrible as it sounds in the lead is as brilliant as it is in the light. But let's go to the shadow and get it out of the way. Addiction to self-pity. Now, I was raised around that vibe. So though I have had it in my life pretty much since I was born into a family of martyrs on one side of the family. Everyone's got a little touch of it, I guess. But certainly addiction to self-pity. Every emotion has a biological component, a biophysical, biochemical component. So you can get addicted, even if it sucks, to a certain emotional thing, particularly self-pity. The light, however, which is why we see this person hovering in the air with roses flying around them, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. And that essentially boils down to, all right, if this is what it takes, if I have to suffer, if I have to release things, if I have to change, if there is hardship involved, I will do this because it is for a higher purpose, right? Spiritual power. What's going on here? Ooh, double whammy, the Gemini card. Hina, the Maiden of Blades. Again, mutable air, the Gemini card. So we got a Gemini on the inner and a Gemini on the outer. This absolutely could be you expressing your spiritual POV. That's point of view, not pigs or vampires. And we've got the Six of Wands, victory. Not all the way home, but this is when Jason gets the golden fleece. He had a lot of help. Read the myth. You'd be like, ooh, he did her dirty. Yeah, he did. So very much visibility there, victory, and a 6. 6s numerologically are about harmony and balance, but it's a stop-off point to kind of get yourself there. And again, we have that balance there on the 2. So it feels like usually one of these 3 levels is your leverage. This feels like leverage, but that means in order to deal with any addiction, first you got to admit, yeah, I'm a little addicted to self-pity. But that's conditional. That, I mean, it's from our conditioning, right? We learned it from our parents, from society, right? And the biochemical aspects of self-pity passed down for thousands of years through the DNA, right? So you incarnated into it. You're the immortal soul that was chosen to play this role, like casting, right? And it's like, you know, a casting agent said, no, you'd be great for this role. You signed the contract. You're in here. So I like that a lot, though, because that transcendent nature, that's why as soon as I catch myself in a little bit of pity, I take a break, I pull back, I meditate, I pray, I get myself comfy, and I go, it's okay, sweetheart, it is okay. There is no gold without lead when it comes to alchemy, so it's an opportunity for that to happen, but it can be that something triggers you in the workspace that does this, right? You might be dealing with a prince or having a mirroring effect there where one of you is doing lead and the other gold. Sliding scale percentage, right? All right. The chakras, the chakras, the chakras, the chakras are on the track. Let's get Lord Ganesha's oracle here, remover of obstacles, and I love him. He's a gentle giant, and I've had a very long relationship with Lord Ganesha since I started the company in 1998. It's quite amazing. Please take a nice deep breath. Not even in a yoga studio. Still point. Ganesh override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all. And with harm to none as we will it. So let it be done. Beloved Lord Ganesh, please, what is your guiding grace, your loving, wise, empowered oracle message to help the Scorpio collective and their cross-watchers alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, shifting from toxicity to health, from fear to love, from illusion to truth, Mercury is still retrograde, to help them manifest their destiny, fulfill their life purpose in their work, career, vocation in this timeless work, career, vocation read. Capacity to love. Now, romantic charm and potential for power. Card number 34. I'm going to read this from the bookie book because it's extremely well written bookie book here, as I like to call them. One more. Capacity to love. It takes courage to open up and heal areas of deep vulnerability, particularly if you have planets in Scorpio. Each human individual is created with a profound longing to feel loved. Out of this need for love, you may exaggerate and parade your fascinating qualities. It's the prince in the shadow. While masking your weakness or fears. Bully for you. If you are not committed to looking at your root issues, you will feel disconnected from your true self. There is no alchemy without lead, darlings. I wish it was different. Apparently in the higher realms it doesn't work that way, but we're here. Apparently. Take a moment to look at how you are handling yourself. Are you being open and honest? Are you withdrawing from a situation? Are you masking a problem with some sort of avoidance tactics? Uh-oh, here we go. Such as shopping, drinking, or eating excessively. Are you holding grudges? Never met a Scorpio that didn't. When your heart is open, you will find that your actions tend to match your words. You rarely get offended. You are emotionally available. When your heart is open, you truly take responsibility for who you are and what your beliefs are. You love yourself more completely. Conflict resolves more easily, and you have a desire to live in harmony with others. Ganesha's trunk. No junk in that trunk. Ganesha's trunk represents the ability to consider how you are perceiving this situation, which is significant in your spiritual growth. Martyr archetype in the gold. An elephant's trunk is an important appendage that is used in its day-to-day functioning. It serves to remove trees and other large obstacles, as well as far more fiddly tasks, such as breaking open fruits to eat. An elephant has the capacity to handle a range of tasks from minute ones to those requiring great strength. In this way, Ganesha's trunk is an emblem of his great intelligence and his extraordinary capacity for love. Rely on your own vast array of abilities to tackle your problems and know that Ganesha is supporting you in this process. I love that. I do. So there is the love. Love is the answer, right? Well, groove is in the heart. It is. But what is our capacity to love, right? We're born these innocent little babies and then shit happens, right? So we're all love and then cover it up, leaded plating, right? Rivet that shit in. And then, it's all written. He didn't do anything wrong. It's just like a good story, right? The hero with no challenges. It's not a very, very good story. So that led to gold process is going from fear to love. So we all have a higher capacity for love, no matter how long you've been doing your spiritual process or healing or anything like that. There's always a higher level of love. Bring me your higher love. Oh, let's get it. I can tell I do what I love for a living and I love what I do. Let's get this last card on the table. Sorry, I snuggled my cats and I got black cat hair in my nose, apparently. No, this energy came from coffee. Please take a nice deep breath. Generation X. Still point. Ascended Master Override. A place for everything. Everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all. And with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. Beloved Ascended Masters, what is the perfect and precise healing mantra to help the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Suns, and Cross-Watchers alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, shifting from toxicity to health, from fear to love, and from illusion to truth, to fulfill their life purpose in their work, career, vocation? In this timeless work, career, vocation reading. Oh, hearing inner guidance. Love it. My intuition flows whenever I am still. It's an incredibly powerful mantra. because finding stillness isn't the easiest thing in this world. However, fixed water, Scorpio, I think has a more, let's say, easier access in some ways. Usually good at isolating themselves when they need to, pulling back, not letting on what's going on, particularly when things can be a little chaotic. Just remember, chaos is divine order in disguise. I didn't write it that way. At least I don't remember doing it. I should really call my agent. I should call my editor. Hi, Jill. My intuition flows whenever I am still. When you hear inner guidance, you receive an affirming and defining moment of inspiration. Really feeling like your third level of power there. Your vocation is the key to this. It can be a new direction, a new way of seeing old patterns, or an enchanted idea that is delivered in your own voice out of the silence. Now, that could also be in terms of work here, right? With that shake up on the inner, with that Knight of Swords, brand new info coming in with that Gemini, and whether you hear it or express it. When inner guidance is heard, you are ready to either hunker down into the healing benefits of your current circumstances, as we see with capacity for love there, or your current circumstances move forward into a brand new chapter, which does feel like that's what this is. In either case, this is an opportunity to further align with your soul by embracing your needs. And that's the thing. This is about self-care. Yes, whether you have the Prince archetype, reason, season, or lifetime, or dealing with somebody, whatever is going on there with that earthquake, this is an opportunity for you to clarify, what is it that I need? What we want and what we need are not always the same thing. Sometimes we have no idea what we need. We just know what we want, right? So that's pretty powerful. This mantra is ideal for resolving restlessness. Could be that Five of Pentacles earthquake as well, becoming a better listener, and being more open-minded. Now, what's interesting is I don't see any air element there. Well, aside from the Gemini on the inner and the outer, and that is Court card. So this could be something that happens with an outer conversation in the work, but an inner conversation, perhaps with your soul, your higher self, Ganesh, whoever, whatever, by going into the silence, right? By hearing inner guidance and finding stillness, which is easier said than done. Unplug that phone, will you? So, cards on the table. We're going to finish this up with what I call a blessimation. It's a combination of the word blessing and summation, and then we'll talk about cool stuff if you want to hang out for it. One last time, at least for this reading, please take a nice deep breath. Still point. May we end as we began. Pantheonic override. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need to fulfill their life purpose in their work, embracing their romantic charm and potential for power as the earthquake shakes out. Fives are temporary, they are minor arcana, they will survive it, but whether this is them as the Dioscuri, the Gemini energy expressing themselves, or somebody expressing themselves, or maybe it is a conversation there, certainly they can deal with the potential of power here with a romantic charm. And that doesn't have to be icky stuff, but it can be like, oh, I really love this, or I don't know that I'm ready for this, and let me just play the role as needed authentically. And so that in their career, they can highlight their tendency to intimidate others, that stinger coming up behind them, helping them confront their own inner fears that bully them while they find this balance, their choice. They got these two pieces of earned wisdom in their nervous system. They got to balance that and make a choice, while perhaps they do set up some boundaries here or reinforce boundaries already there, but maybe need to be dusted off a little bit. Certainly with that Nine of Wands, just getting over the hump and getting those last 9 yards done. Hey, get it together there, cards. And so that in their vocation, they can learn the transcendent nature of service to oneself, which is a big part of this, or a cause as a result of an internal conversation or self-expression to or with or from the divine, as they feel victory as a result of that. Definitely solar plexus energy there, which is going to help them expand their capacity for love for themselves. And because we're all one, as they love themselves even a little bit more, every heart is healed a little bit. So may they be blessed by hearing inner guidance, because their intuition flows whenever they are still. So they may alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, shift from toxicity to health, from fear to love, from illusion to truth, fulfilling their life purpose in their work, career, and vocation for happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser Scorpio lives, in happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser Scorpio ways, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser Scorpio world, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none. I don't know that I like that. As we will it. So let it be done. So would it be. And so it is. I'm allowed to tease Scorpios. My older brother Matt is a Scorpio. Yeah, he's Matt. I'm Mark. Thank God my parents divorced. Otherwise there would have been Luke and John. And what if they were girls? If you liked the video, please do hit the thumbs up. It helps other Scorpios and crosswatchers find it. If you want more of me here on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe, because I'm not stopping. I get a kick out of doing this. And I've been doing readings for a very, very, very long time. So it's a good way to put my stuff out there and help people in a way, and I don't get so martyry about it. Learning curve. And certainly if you want the deeper dive, because you're Scorpios, Patreon on Patreon, just go look at the store. You can watch the free previews for the audios, for the videos. Yeah, you can watch the audios. Mercury retrograde. You can listen to snippets of the free audios and watch some of the video previews there. My books are there. All of my subscribers, subscribers, get the daily check-ins, the extended readings, and the extensive discount. You can follow us for free. You can check us out at a 7-day free trial as a seeker or a human, our first 2 levels of subscription. But if you want the discount, you gotta stay for at least a month, and just book me in that month. And I love it. They keep giving us cool stuff to do. We're even on Spotify now because of Patreon. I love them, and it's the best thing I ever did for my work, career, and vocation. If you would like to book me for a private session, because I've been doing work, career, vocation readings for decades, since I learned about the 3 levels of power from Caroline Myss. Very, very helpful for me, but also very, very helpful for, I lost count of how many clients, right? So that they can find fulfillment in all of that. And there is, of course, a YouTube video, private sessions with Mal. You can find the link, again, in the description box. What a coincidence. Explains everything you needed to know about booking a reading with me, but perhaps we're afraid to ask, although you're Scorpios, you're not usually afraid of that much. Unless you're cross-watching, you might be afraid of a Scorpio, which is, comes with all that Scorpio, Hadean energy, Pluto and whatnot. I tease. I'm a kidder. I like to kid. So, I've never turned anybody away. Because of lack of finances as a reader or spiritual counselor. Explains everything, that video, including the discount on Patreon and how to book me and what I do and what I don't, what my boundaries are. We're doing it in person, we're doing it on a Zoom recording, and it's a conversation. I just don't take a video of cards hitting the table. We talk back and forth. I send you the video, you tell me you downloaded it, and I delete it. How's that for confidentiality? Yeah, that's how I roll. So seriously, click the link and book me if you like, because we're a couple of days away from New Year's, and that's when the readings start coming in hot and heavy. I don't know about heavy, but hot. So, thank you so much for watching, my beloved Scorpios. I tease you because I've grown up with you. And one of my dearest friends, Pam, and my editor, Jill, are Scorpios, so obviously there are some good ones in there too. And I love my brother Matthew. I know he doesn't watch my readings, but he's a fun guy. He really is. His sense of humor makes mine look like fucking Pollyanna. So hang in there. Look, I love this. You got to admit, a prince, bully, martyr doesn't sound like fun, but the potential for power here is huge. So tap into it. Expand your capacity to love, because we all can, and we all kind of need to, because the world needs it big time. So I believe in you. You can do this. Hang in there. You've got this. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.